Today we have probably what is one of the most insane, crazy, obnoxious bosses that we've literally ever seen in BTD6. Because today we're playing Elite Blunerius with 2500% boss speed. Yes, 2500%. If you were to go into the editor, the most that you can manually put on the speed is 500%, and this is 5x more than that. So obviously the devs have something very special planned for us, and that special thing is banning a bunch of towers as well, especially, you know, one of the strongest towers like the Spike Paragon, the VTSG, the sub, which is not gonna allow us to one-shot the early tiers. I mean, they've literally thought of everything, it seems like. The only thing left to do is actually just legitimately try and beat this absolutely insane monster, so let's see if we can make it happen. So farming is gonna have to be out of this world. There is one good thing going our way, not sure if you guys caught it into the rules section. I'm gonna show you guys. It's this thing, it's the easy difficulty as the underlying game mode. So basically easy difficulty means that all these prices are gonna be a little bit cheaper, and I think that's gonna be the deciding factor between us winning or losing, although I really cannot guarantee anything because, guys, I mean, what is even happening? They didn't even reduce the HP by too much. It's like 80% of the original HP, so unless you're just kind of straight up destroying this thing with just tons of damage at once, this is just not happening in the first place. Alright, so round 16, and as you guys can see, we're starting to buy up some marketplaces. I was able to buy 5200 farms, and we're just getting our first marketplace. So the idea of it today is there's not a thing that we're not gonna be doing, basically. So if you guys were to ask me how are we farming, we're basically doing everything, guys. We're gonna be doing both farming, the top hat farms, the banana central, which is gonna be getting overclocked, and just a bunch of 420 farms around the map. And then actually when it comes to defending, because we're only defending like this with this base engine, the base dart, I'm actually gonna drop a boat like this. This is gonna be a favorite trades boat, but he's only $210 because of that monkey knowledge point, which makes it a little bit cheaper, so I don't mind exactly buying like a base boat over here. We're gonna continue farming, so the goal is 5 marketplaces, then we sell all of them in the range of this thing of a favorite trades boat. We're gonna be min-maxing like crazy, and I'm gonna get a discount village over here. Let's actually sell all of these guys, and let's get a couple of discounts going on this village. We're min-maxing like crazy. I think the main village is gonna be like this, and hopefully once we buy the range upgrades, is this gonna be 3? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so once we buy the main village, hopefully it is gonna get this NG in its radius so that this can become the big trap essentially. Yeah, okay, so 3 discounts seems to be not happening, so yeah, let's buy the Monkeyopolis, or actually the Minneapolis in this case. And I'm just gonna be spamming a bunch of 023 farms actually. Alright guys, so round 39, we have about $14,000. This is how the farming looks like. I think we're gonna have to destroy all of these farms up top, but basically the idea for the tier 1, as far as I can tell, there is a little bit of a thing that's helpful. Even though the boss is moving like a pink balloon or something like that, there is a little bit of a thing that you can do and that the boss does, which I guess is gonna be of little help for us when trying to defeat it. So let me just find this village. Actually it's not gonna be in range. If I have the ninja like this, oh no, it's barely not in range. Is this gonna be fine? I hope it is. Basically the way that you want to defeat this tier 1 boss seems to be the Master Bomber. So let's sell a couple of farms. I'm gonna buy the Master Bomber, and then we also need to take care of the small balloons, and we can do that in a couple of ways. It's gonna be boomerangs, bomb. Actually there are no bombs available, so maybe, oh yeah, it's gonna have to be boomerangs, isn't it? Okay, so let's go like this. Let me buy a 402 boomer, and then let's give it an alchemist, because this is, oh, we need to sell one more farm. Okay, so go like this. I'm gonna have a 420, and I hope that this is enough. I mean, if not, we can sell a couple more farms, which I would absolutely not want to do. I don't want to destroy farming. But guys, in comes the tier 1. So here's what's happening. Once you proc a skull, I'm not sure if you guys noticed this in your playthroughs, but Blunerius stops. So look at this thing. The charge is going to get detonated, and while he's releasing the ceramics, he's stopping. He's not moving, and this is really good because a charge still gets thrown at him, and basically the charge cooldown is ongoing. So look at what this Master Bomber is actually doing. This is such a crazy good tower, it seems like. Look, it's halfway through, and it's actually beating it. I mean, the thing that we're not beating is the small balloons. Wait a minute. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to buy this. I'm going to buy a Blade Maelstrom at the back. Hopefully the Boomer survives. Still, we can get the cooldown back, which is going to be really close, but I feel like one ability is going to be enough. Oh my god, we have to use this thing. How is the boss doing? We need to sell it. Buy one more. The boss is about to get popped. The boomerang is getting overwhelmed. Oh my god, we popped the tier 1, but a lot of small balloons. A lot of small balloons. Please get me the ability. This is insanely close. Yes, we clear it out. Oh my god, that was a tier 1. Okay, so all the start is off. That's really, really good. Yes, I'm telling you guys, this Master Bomber, the charges, their cooldown does just keep going while Blunerius is releasing ceramics, because when he's releasing balloons at each skull, he stops for a second. And that's the time at which you need to do just like 1,000,000 damage to it. That's pretty much it. Yep, there is a catch for this boss, I'm telling you. Okay, so let's sell basically everything that we bought for this guy. Let's do boat farming, but then we're also going to be buying, you know, all of these like bottom path farms. Basically, we're going to have everything, so it's just like the order in which you want to do things. Alright, so 45, and here's how things are looking. Thankfully, we didn't have to destroy all of our bottom path farms because I'm about to buy these guys into Central Market, so before the next tier of boss arrives, you know, there's not a lot of things that we should do. I mean, just upgrade these farms to Central Market so we get the 10x bonus. We've got a little bit more than 20 merchantmen because I actually bought the Lord of the Abyss, so I placed a couple more. You know what's really great about these boats, by the way? It's that they defend very well by themselves. So at least the defensive part when it comes to these small balloons is something that we're not gonna have to worry about. But let me just keep upgrading these guys. So we have a handful of merchantmen left. Yeah, let me actually go like this is gonna be Central Market number, which one is it? It's 8. Okay, this is gonna be 9 and 10, and then I know that we have like a couple of merchantmen here on the side, so it's only those guys left. But this pretty much the boat farming setup is maxed out as it looks like. Yeah, and it's only gonna be these guys here on the side. So once we upgrade them, yeah, there we go. So the boat setup should be, yes, 20 with 10 Central Market stacks. So this is pretty much maxed out. So the next thing that I'm gonna be going for is basically just the banana central, as we usually do. So we're gonna overclock. Actually, we're gonna ultra boost this guy. We are gonna be going for the NG paragon eventually, so buying it is not gonna be a bad idea. So let me just try and save up cash. Yeah, look at the money. The money's actually doing really well, guys. It's about 100k, so definitely a little bit cheaper than the usual price of 115. And as I mentioned at the start, just because of the fact that we're playing on easy mode, this just makes farming so much more easier. All right, so I'm about to stop placing more farms, and we just got the money for the Dark Paragon. I, by the way, placed both of the Crossbow Masters. I guess we could have gotten like a degree 20 just by buying the sacrificial darts, but I think the money is gonna be there. We have about 180k. Actually, we could have farmed a little bit more. I think we can afford to buy this guy, actually, the Wall Street. Yeah, let's buy the Wall Street. We have 140k, and then when we enter around 60, let me just turn off All-Star for a second, we should have closer to 200k, and this is gonna be good because in case we need to buy a little bit more degrees in the dark, we will be able to do that. So let me buy the Apex Plasma Master. Let's see what degree we get without buying any additional degrees. That is going to be a 22. I think we're gonna give it a shot with the 22, and if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna buy, you know, something else, I guess. All right, so here it comes. Oh my god, the speed of this boss is ridiculous. Come on, guys. How did they think this was a good idea? But we do get the stun. Okay, so this is really good. Once you get the stun, I mean, the Dark Paragon should have absolutely no issues in dealing with the small balloons because these are not ramped up, but the boss is just flying through. So the faster you're proccing the skulls, yes, look at this thing. So he's kind of, I don't want to say stunned, but while he's releasing balloons, he's not moving, but the damage is being taken. And this is not the case with some other bosses. Like, for example, while FaZe is jumping while he's teleporting, he's invulnerable, but not this Blunerius, and 22 is going to be fine. But yeah, there we go. We actually had to buy a Paragon for the tier 2. How often do you see that? Yes, that is so good. So all the start is off, and once we clear out all these small balloons, we are just gonna go back to farming. So what are we doing next? Let me sell the Apex Plasma Master first. I wouldn't mind buying this thing, the big trap, and we have about 280k. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of 420 farms, as many as possible, with all the cash that we have around the map, and I think that is pretty much it with the farming setup. Actually, you guys know what? We can do this. We can sell this Monkeyopolis that we have. We can rebuy it as a Monkey City, and then we can actually buy this guy as the Monkeyopolis so that we can sacrifice a couple of farms. We can free up some space, go like this, buy this guy as the Monkeyopolis, and now use the rest of the cash to spam the map with 420 farms. Alright, so around 79, the boss is about to appear, and I'm gonna buy a Boomer Paragon right here in the middle. This is gonna be the Glaive Dominance with 200k. It's not as expensive as usual. I think on normal mode it comes out to be 275. So really, I mean, these prices really doing the thing. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more difficult than this, honestly, when I saw the 2500% speed, but it's just the easy prices making farming easier. So let's go like this. I placed all these sacrificial boomers. Let's see what degree we get on this guy. What is that gonna be? That's gonna be a 61. I've actually never seen a degree 61 boomer for the tier 3. Usually we buy like a cheap dart, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So let's see if this thing is going to be enough. I mean, oh my god, look at how fast this guy is moving. Like, this is my third time seeing this and I still can't believe it, but it seems like, oh, we perma-stunned it. Look at this thing. We're doing so much damage. This thing is kind of perma-stunned in a way. Yup, I'm telling you guys, this is the way that you're supposed to defeat this thing. Basically, just buy Zor exorbitant amounts of damage and you just keep it in place, and that's about it. And look, it's actually working. This wasn't even close, actually. Yeah, the spawns have not even reached the track and the boss is gone. Oh my god. Alright, so degree 60 seems to be a little bit of an overkill for the tier 3, that's for sure. Alright guys, round 99, the tier 4 is incoming. Is this 61 degree Glaive Dominance going to be able to defeat it by himself? I don't know. Like 61 would usually be more than enough for the tier 4, but for a 2.5k speed, oh my god, this is not even close actually. The boss is just flying through. No, we're gonna need another paragon. Alright, I genuinely thought that this guy, well, at least he's gonna have the damage, but it's the speed that's the problem, right? So we are proccing the first color right now. Maybe the stun is gonna help out a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's helping. No, I'm just gonna speed things up for a second. No, this thing is just not gonna work. He barely pops 2 skulls. Alright, we have to buy something else. Alright, plan B, let's buy the NG Paragon. The reason why I want to buy this guy is because he's gonna need 20-ish rounds to overclock himself, so by the time the tier 5 arrives, he's gonna be decently strong by himself. Let's buy the Master Builder. Let's put... oh, do we want to put all the cash into this guy? Yeah, let's chill for a second. Let's do something like 1.5 milli. Is this gonna be okay? Let's see what degree we get, because we did buy the sacrificial once and it's a 50. Alright, let's see if a 50 is gonna be enough. I mean, I wanted to... oh, we actually... oh, you guys know what? We actually need to do this a little bit earlier because we don't have any sentries on screen. Oh no. Alright, so we have to think about this for the next year. Wait, where's the boss? Oh my god, the boss is flying through. Okay, so let's buy the first sentry. Maybe the first sentry is gonna be of help. I want to lock this thing in place somehow like this, and because we're starting to proc some skulls, I mean, maybe if we can get the other sentries out, maybe we actually do have a chance of this. I can see the red sentry coming off cooldown, so let's place it. We also have the overclock ability. Oh my god, are we actually gonna do it? I'm overclocking the boomerang. The boss is flying through, but we have a lot of damage now. Come on, just get it going. Oh, I see the boss getting on the bottom track. Oh my god, this is so close. Let me buy the blue sentry here at the back. Are we actually gonna do it? This is so close. Oh, I don't think this is gonna be it, guys. This is close, but this is not happening. Alright, let's do the Ascended Shadow now, I guess. This is gonna be a 61 ninja. So we had a lot of success with the ninja for the first tier. Let's see if this is gonna make a difference for the second one. So again, still 2 paragons on me. What else can we do? Maybe like, I don't know, some damage. Oh, I was about to buy the sniper, but no, we actually cannot have the sniper. Is this a little bit better than last time? I mean, I can barely see the boss. He's like here on this. Oh, this is actually not even looking that bad, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, these charges from the Master Bomber, if you guys can kind of notice in the HP, they are taking about half of an HP bar, and it seems to be a lot better than last time. Although I cannot exactly see. Oh, there we go. Here's on the right side basically, but I think we do have it like this with these charges. Okay, I'm starting to like the Master Bomber a lot now. Yeah, do we want to keep this thing for the tier? How many paragons do we have? I think we have like 4 paragons available to us. Yeah, so for the last year, I guess we want to get the Navarch, so it buffs the Goliath, so the strongest paragon plus some buffs for him. We want to get the Wizard and the Engie. Okay, so there's actually no space left for any of these 2 paragons. I'm sorry, but they did do a huge chunk of the work so far, and they actually did very well. Alright, but let's do the Master Builder thingy that I mentioned. So we have to buy this guy a little bit earlier so he has time to overclock himself. Let's put all the money possible into this thing, and we're gonna get a degree 62. Okay, that's great, but we're gonna have time for basically deploying all of these sentries, but also him getting a little bit of extra DPS on himself, which I'm actually not sure how useful it's gonna be on the 5th tier, but I would rather have it than not. Alright, so it's 116, and I'm actually gonna buy just 1 paragon to start things off, and then maybe like 1 or 2 rounds from now I'm gonna buy the Goliath. The reason why I want to get the Wizard Paragon a little bit earlier is because the Metamorphosis ability takes a very long time to come off cooldown. And let's go like this. Let me buy the Magus Perfectus, so we're gonna put all the money possible into this thing. Make sure we keep the mana full as well. By the way, this is degree 60. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want to see. And it's round 119, but 119 hasn't actually started, and this is because I wanted to basically buy all of our defenses right now so that the Goliath ability has this full round to basically come off cooldown, because it's a little bit quicker than the Metamorphosis one and the Wizard. Let me first buy the Navarch, in which I'm not gonna put any money into this thing because we farmed with a bunch of boats for a very long time, so this should be... oh, it's a 61. Alright, that's great actually with the Navarch. Alright, then finally, let's buy the Goliath. This is gonna be pretty much all the money that we can put into this thing, with the exception of a couple K, I guess, just for some damage amplification towers. I think we're just gonna let it like somewhere like this should be fine. So what's the degree that we get on the Goliath? He's a 61. Okay, guys, I don't think he gets any better than this, I'm gonna be honest. Like, basically every single paragon that we have is over 60. The paragon limit is 4, so this is pretty much as strong as you can make it. Although I'm looking at the Metamorphosis ability, and I don't like what I see. This thing is still not off cooldown. Oh my god. So we basically have everything. Let me just set this guy to strong. Let's fill up the mana before the boss arrives. There we go. So 85k on the mana. It spends 4k per second if I'm not mistaken. So this guy's set on strong. All the turrets are placed from the Ancient Paragon. All the abilities are ready. Guys, let's go. I guess the Goliath one is not, but you know what? I think it's fine because it's a 61. Okay, so let's see how we can beat this thing. So let's overclock the wizard, and then the mana is full. Boom, Metamorphosis. I see the Goliath ability being ready. We're doing a lot of damage. I cannot even tell what is happening. I can't click on the ace. There we go. Where's the boss? If we can just like dump one ability, that's gonna be amazing. So let me just click the button, and hopefully with the AoE it's gonna do something. But where is the boss? What is even happening? This wizard Metamorphosis combo, it's absolutely destroying Blunerius. Oh my god, he's here on the left side. This was overkill. This was way too much damage. Look at this thing. It's not even close. He hasn't even made it to like the half point of the map, and now I think the Metamorphosis ran out actually. You can see him go to the right side. Oh my god, that's so crazy. But we do actually get it done, guys. 2.5k speed. That was insane. And yes, exactly how I thought. You just have to use this Paragon, the NG Paragon plus the Wizard Metamorphosis combo, or else this thing is not happening. Look at the damage. 20 million, and the Goliath is at like 10, and we just outpaced the Goliath with just like with the click of 2 buttons, which is insane. But yeah, that was this is probably the craziest boss that I've ever seen in BT6, although not as difficult to beat, just because of the fact that they gave us, you know, easy mode, which made farming a lot easier. But yeah, that's gonna be for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Well, it looks like we had our fair share of easy bosses, and Ninja Kiwi is no longer messing around. We are playing a 500% speed Dreadon, and on top of that, there is a 200% health modifier with actually nothing to make things easier for us. So usually they kind of balance these things out. So for example, the speed is going to be great, but I guess they're going to reduce the HP, or they're going to reduce the cooldowns to make farming easier or something like that. No, they're just going straight at it with this one, and this is, guys, this is insane. Yeah, this is going to be a wild one, guys. So when this guy appears, either you're like popping it really fast with a lot of damage, or he's just going to run through the defenses. So this should be a fun one. So this is a beginner map, and we are not exactly going to have that many problems in defending this, but I just wanted to update you guys on where we're at. So I got this NG. This is going to be a Bloon Trap NG. We're going to have the village right here in the middle. This is the perfect spot for it. And then eventually the NG is going to get upgraded to the Bloon Trap. This village is going to become a Minneapolis, and all these guys are going to become marketplaces. So let's see if we, yes, there we go. That's perfect placement. Okay, so let's get the, I think we're going to start with the monkey commerce first, actually. So get the monkey commerce, get a couple of these guys to the marketplace. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way to do it, but we're going to make a lot of money anyway, so I don't think it matters that much. Let me just use Ben's level 3 ability, by the way. Get some extra damage going. We don't want to leak too many lives. Alright, so doing amazing so far. Let me just walk you guys through everything that's happening. So I'm going to try and get this guy to a marketplace as well. And then after we upgrade this guy to a marketplace, I think the next thing that I'm going to be buying is actually an alchemist, which is going to become first a lead to gold alchemist. This is really important versus Dreadon, because Dreadon upgrades all of the zebras into lead balloons, and you actually want to have a lead to gold for these guys, because we're going to see the first lead balloons around 25, I'm pretty sure. No, actually it was around 26, but there we go. $50 for each of these. I should probably have this guy on close, and yes, it's probably time for the Bloon Trap. Let me just go like this. And so I know it's been a lot of rounds since the last time we checked in, but let me just walk you guys through everything that's happening. So our farming setup is actually kind of nice. So Minneapolis, a bunch of small marketplaces making a bunch of extra cash thanks to the Monkey City, and then the Monkey Town. Obviously everything is working alongside each other. So Bloon Trap making a lot of extra cash, and then we even have the rubber to gold alchemist up top. All right, so let's start this thing off. And actually, while Dreadon has the shield, he's moving a little bit slower, and it is a good idea that we don't pop the shield, at least we don't proc the shield, because we're gonna see the full effect of the 500% speed, right? Look at the left to go up top, by the way. This is amazing. This is beautiful seeing this 50. Oh my god, so much money being made. Yes, that's beautiful. All right, so I think it's time for us to destroy a little bit of our farming, and let's go. Okay, so let's first off see how good the carpet spikes is gonna be. Let's keep using the active, the passive abilities, and oh my god, this guy is flying through. Okay, one of the things that I need to do is probably gonna be this guy, actually the favorite trade, so we get some extra sellback onto this guy, and then I think I should probably be getting started onto the boomerang. Is this gonna be the spot for the boomerang? I think it's gonna be. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna be a fine spot. So 35,000, we're gonna sell this guy for 45,000, so that means that we're gonna get a lot of extra cash as well. Let me just keep using the abilities. This boss is flying through, guys. This is way too fast, and actually I'm just a little bit concerned about the tier 2 at this point. Oh my god, he's so fast. This is even like normal speed what you guys are looking at, but I think we do have it right. So okay, so let's sell it. Let's get the perma charge. The ability is up, and let me see if the perma, oh my god, this thing is not gonna work. Nope, the perma charge ability is bad. Can I combine it with something else? Like maybe we get a tag zone over here. Is there like a marketplace to sell? Oh, there is, but it's not a good idea. Oh my god, this thing is not gonna work, guys. You know what, something else that I think happened in this update? They increased the number of Dreadrock balloons, so this guy spawns a lot more of them, I think. And let me see, with the help of the ice in the tag zone and the permacharge, if this is gonna be enough. Yeah, it's gonna be enough. Man, this boss is gonna get really annoying in the later tiers, isn't he? Alright, so all the start is off. Once we defeat this round, we have to get our farming back. Alright, so looking good, it's round 53, and after this round ends, I think that if I've done the maths correctly, and if I sell a bunch of these guys, we should have more than enough money to get the banana central, which is really important that you get this thing up and running as soon as possible. We're missing, oh, if I sell this though, yes, there we go, banana central round 53, that's really nice. Now we need to overclock this thing, so let's make sure that we're going for the overclock as well. It is getting buffed by the village that we have next to it, but we're really gonna need the overclock, so get the money going. So the farming is doing amazing so far, but we need to figure out what we want to do. And so here is what I was thinking. I was thinking we start the first 2 tiers with the avatar of Rat. All right, so we need to be playing this like a step ahead, and that means that once we buy the mat needs to be overclocked. It must be overclocked, so I bought this overclock engine just for that reason. And until the boss arrives next to our druids, we're actually gonna leave these 3 farms at the bottom so they can make a little bit of extra cash, and I think that we're about there. Okay, so let's buy the avatar of Rat and let's watch the damage right now. How is this thing looking at? They are doing damage, it seems like. What if we overclock the avatar of Rat? Is this gonna speed things up? Oh, it seems to be speeding things up by a decent margin, actually. So let's get this alchemist to 420. Do we buy something like a Spectre just for fun? I don't know. We're gonna need to buy the mat, by the way, in a second. Okay, so let's sell these farms at the bottom, get the mat going, and then let me get the call to arms. And as soon as this military immunity is enough, oh my god, this is, oh no, it's out of the range of the druids. No, this is not gonna work, is it? Is this actually not gonna work? Is the avatar rat attacking? No, it's not. That's ridiculous. All right, that's really funny, Ninja Kiwi. That's actually hilarious. All right, so we are gonna need to get a dark paragon. I mean, I'm not sure if we need to get the dark paragon. Like, maybe you can brute force this with some cheaper towers. Like, for example, I don't know, you get like the super mines, you get like a couple of spikes, the mat, you know, all the good stuff. But I feel like if we just get the dark paragon, we're gonna get this tier over with, and I'm more interested in that, honestly. Let's save the ability for when the shield is out, because this guy is just gonna, oh my god, he's just flying through it all. Okay, so is this gonna be enough? I hope it is. I feel like the dark paragon is gonna have enough time just because it's only the tier 2, right? And the dark paragon is gonna do more than enough damage. Yes, there we go. All right, so the shield is up. Sell the mat, sell the alchemist. We're at 120k, and oh, I don't even have the plasma monkey. Okay, so if I sell this, and this, oh, that's not enough. We're missing about 30k. No, this is not looking good, guys. And we have all of these rock balloons approaching, so we need to essentially, just sell these guys and get this thing going as soon as possible. All right, so I guess this guy's gonna be the dark paragon. Do it. Degree 1. How strong is the degree 1? Is it gonna be? Oh, it's not even close. Yes. All right, so I guess the dark paragon or the tier 2 is just gonna destroy it. All right. I mean, that's one way of doing things, I guess. Oh my god. So we bought the dark paragon, but you know what? I want to say I'm a little bit concerned about the upcoming tiers, because if we needed to buy a dark paragon for the tier 2, what awaits us at tier 3, 4, and 5 is my question. How's it looking, guys? Do we have this thing? I actually feel good about the setup and just the run that we have currently, because even though we had to break apart our farming, the thing that's keeping us alive, actually, and I think that a lot of you guys caught on to this, is the fact that we're giving so much extra cash actually at the start. So we were given about 2,000 extra dollars, I think it was, something like that, and that is the exact reason why we are at this point, why we are alive, and not just alive, but actually doing really well with the farms. Okay, so let's try and push this thing a little bit more to the limit, but be careful while we're doing it, because the boss is super fast, and we need to have at least some portions of our setup ready before the boss appears. Alright everyone, so round 80 and tier 3 is about to appear. Our farming is doing really well. I saved about 400,000, and so here's the plan for the tier 3. Alright, and this is gonna be the last one. This is gonna be a crossbow master, so let me walk you guys through everything that I'm doing. So double crossbow master, all the sacrificial towers for the dark paragon, which is going to be the main one that's going to deal with the boss, but I want to power the primary immunity, which with the Nordic siege core, the sub paragon, which is not exactly the cheapest way to do this. All right, so 400k should be happening any second now. There we go. One more tick from the big farms, and I think we have it. And 99. Yes, there we go. Alright, so let me get an honest siege core. This is gonna be just like a degree 1. I don't care about this thing's degree. This thing serves only one purpose, and that is to proc the primary immunity, and that's about it. And maybe I should have cared a little bit about the degree, because this is kind of slow. It's gonna do the job though, isn't it? It's still gonna do the job. I'm not... Yes, there we go. So it's kind of... I'm gonna keep it. You know what? I know that we're gonna run into the military immunity in a second, but I'm just gonna keep the sub paragon as well. Okay, so we're now into the military immunity. Okay, so there we go. Apex Plasma Master. Let's do it. It was degree 35, I think. The rock balloons are escaping. Yes, there we go. Barely on time. We barely got this thing going. Alright, so the Dark Paragon is gonna eat this thing. Yeah, it's gonna eat this thing alive. Look at how good it is. It's way too strong for a degree, because you never see a degree 35 Dark Paragon versus a tier 3, right? What you usually see is a degree 1 versus the tier 3. Maybe something like a degree 20, but 35, no. And that's why it's so good. Alright, so we actually take this one down, and I think I was kind of thinking that the tier 2 was going to be the most difficult one, and it turned out that it probably was, right? Yeah, alright, so let me not jinx it. Let's, I guess we can sell this guy, the sub paragon. We need to buy the Flying Fortress, and we need to get this thing to start collecting its spouse for itself for the Ace Paragon eventually, so let's give it a little bit of extra attack speed as well. And that's probably about it. There's one more thing that we could do. It's actually kind of a big thing, and that is if we could sell this Miniopolis and create it into a full Monkeyopolis with a bunch of farms, but I don't feel like doing that. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we're making way too much money, so that if we lose to something, it's probably gonna be the fact that the boss is OP, and it's not gonna be the lack of money that we were supposed to be getting from this thing when it becomes a Monkeyopolis. Round 99, and this is when this guy appears. Alright, so I kept the Dark Paragon. This is gonna be our, well, basically while the ninja is down, so while the magic community is up, we're gonna have the Dark Paragon hopefully doing its thing. 5.2 million HP on this guy. That is wild how strong this boss is about to become. Alright, so I was just thinking, do we let our farms make a little bit of money before we upgrade the ninja, or do we just go for it? I think we just go for it, right? So let's get the Ascendant Shadow, put like $1 million into this thing, put all the money that we have. This is gonna be a strong degree, I feel like. It's 55, that's amazing. Alright, so this is gonna be the first actually strong Paragon, and this guy he is not doing as much damage to the boss with the sticky, so am I tripping a little bit? I genuinely thought that this ninja was gonna obliterate the boss in like 3 charges per shield, but that's not happening. But I guess it's still gonna be fine for this tier, right? I don't even want to think about what awaits for tier 5. Alright, and this is the time, guys. This is the time for the Dark Paragon to shine into this one. So the magic community is up, so everything is onto this degree 35 Dark Monkey. The boss is gonna speed up, and we need it to do the damage right now, and then it's only gonna be the support one. It's tier 4, but guys, this is looking a little bit sweaty for the tier 5. I am not even sure that we have this. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we have tier 4 probably, but I'm actually really concerned about the tier 5 watching what's happening, and we might fail this, guys. Yes, there we go. So tier 4 got popped. It was kind of close, but we get it done. And so I'm just thinking about the tier 5, guys. Is the Goliath gonna be able to win this thing by itself? Like, I don't know. Like, we are gonna keep the Dark Paragon for sure. We're gonna make a lot of money, but is that just gonna be enough? Like, even if we get like a degree 16 on the Goliath and it's like a 55 ninja, like that thing is that's gonna be it's not gonna be enough, is it? I'm so scared about the tier 5 that I'm actually gonna buy the Celicopter. You guys know what the Celicopter is? With the Door Gunner or Monkey Knowledge, you can pick up almost every tier 4 tower in the game, and once you pick up a favorite trade's boat, this thing's aura, which is the increased sailback, is going to affect, basically it's gonna follow the heli, so it's gonna affect all the towers while the heli is hovering around them. So for example, let me just click this farm over here. So it sells for 18,000, 18.9, and then if I move the heli closer to it, it's gonna go up to 21. I'm actually that concerned about the tier 5, so we are here. Okay, so round 119, 2.3 million that we have. We're gonna sell all of these farms, so let's see how much money we come up with. So 3.4 million, degree 55 ninja, 35 on the dart. Let's see what's the degree that we get on the ace. This is it. So I bought all the damage amplifiers, I bought a bunch of ice towers, we got the sniper, we got the glue, and then the last thing that we need to do is just upgrade one of these platforms and just put all of our money into the Goliath. So hopefully this is a good degree. It was 66, I believe. Yes, alright, so 66 on the Goliath, 55 on the ninja, and 35 on the dart. So let's start things off. 25 million HP, but that's not all. It's not just 25 million, it's a lot more because the shield is not counted in the 25, so it's actually a lot more than that. Alright, so let's, I guess, just keep using the abilities. I have the ace ability going like this down this vertical line, but I think it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be a decent hit anyways, and this is probably not gonna work. I don't think this is gonna work, guys. No, that's 1 out of 4. But we are entering the military immunity, so now this is where the dart and the ninja are supposed to go to town, and they're not going to town. No, we just needed something else that's, I guess, a little bit stronger with these other ones. But I guess we could buy a little bit stronger of a Dark Paragon, but this guy is not the star in this show, I don't think. thing. So yeah, our first run is gonna be a fail, it looks like. But our main issue is dealing with the military immunity, it seems like, because once we've dealt with this thing, the Goliath can go to town. But yeah, degree 66 Goliath is not enough. Like I don't know what are we supposed to do, guys. Like this is way too much HP, I think. All right, so let's try like this. Let's get the Apex Plasma Master maxed out with the money, and then we're gonna spend a little bit less on the Goliath, but hopefully this is gonna be a little bit better in just dealing with the military immunity, I think. All right, let's try it like this. So let's put all our money in the Goliath, see what degree we get. It's degree 60, so we sacrifice 6 degrees on the Goliath to get a degree 64 on the dart. Is this gonna make any difference? I really hope it does. Okay, so let me just set up the bombardment like this. I think we farmed a lot of money, guys. I feel like the farming really wasn't that bad. I mean, obviously you could always do better, right? So there's obviously all these tweaks that you do, but we farmed just so much money. Like this Ninja Paragon is like, how much did we put into the Ninja Paragon? Like easily over 2 million, and this guy's like easily over 3 something million. The Dart Monkey is like close to 1 million that we put into this thing. So yeah, I don't think that we actually farmed necessarily that bad, as much as that this boss is just straight up insane. Alright, so this is maybe a tiny bit better than last time. Yeah, I don't feel like the Dart Paragon is doing that much of a difference, but yeah, we do get rid of the military immunity, I think, a little bit earlier than last time. So let me just go like this, use the ability, and then see if this is gonna change things. I don't think that it is gonna change things, but let's just try. It's definitely a lot better than last time, to be honest. All right, so I guess, yeah, a little bit better than last time for sure. Like 1.5 skull left, but can we improve on this? All right, and let's put all our money into the Goliath. This is gonna be, again, a little bit of a lower degree, so 53 on the Goliath. Again, getting a little bit lower with this thing, but hopefully we get rid of the military immunity pretty fast. So we got the Wizard Paragon this time around. The problem that we're running into this guy is that once we reach the military immunity, there's no actually decent way to get rid of it, if that makes sense. Or at least it might be like the VTSG, I guess, but we don't have the VTSG, and actually we put so much money into towers that are not the VTSG that they should be doing a lot of damage as well. Okay, so let's have this guy on strong, so as soon as the boss enters this radius, we can use the Metamorphosis. He's not targeting them, or you're not targeting the boss. So, alright, so let's use the Metamorphosis, and let's use the damage amplificators. And is this even faster than last time? I'm not even sure if this is faster. So what are the towers that are left to us so that we can get rid of the military immunity? So it's gonna be the Boar Paragon, right? You cannot use the Buccaneer because they're military themselves. You can use this guy with the one that we already have on screen, which is the Wizard Paragon, or you can use the Entry Paragon, which kind of sucks, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to say that this was like a misclick by NinjaQ and that they let this boss in, but I'm starting to get the feeling that this guy, like the amount of farming that I did is actually beyond reasonable, like beyond anything that you would ever need to be the boss, and this thing is not like even halfway through. What else, guys? I don't know. This is probably the last attempt that I'm gonna do, and if this doesn't work, then I guess I don't know, I'm probably gonna use some power strength like that. So Goliath, VTSG, Ninja Paragon. If this doesn't work, then I guess this is cursed or whatever. I don't know, guys. Like, is this thing even fair? Like genuinely, I really enjoy, like, you know, these tough bosses, and I've always, you know, liked them. And I've been saying how, you know, it's really good to have a challenge time with them, but is this good? Like, is this reasonable to have in BTD6? So unless this thing works, I'm just gonna say that this thing is just probably not meant to be. I mean, this is like, I've done so many attempts, and I could probably just, one more thing I could do is I could ultra boost the VTSG, but this thing is already like super buffed, and I guess we could just get the Homeland, which we're gonna get right now. Alright, so how's this looking? Is this looking better than the last time? I can see the ninja projectile sticking a little bit from the boss, but is the VTSG doing its thing? I mean, this thing has like 7.8 million pops. Yeah, this thing is carrying hard. Let's use the Homeland. Let me just move this thing. But yeah, I'm not exactly noticing that much of a difference with our other setups that we tried. In fact, you know what? This might even be worse than them, because we're kind of proccing the military immunity at about the same time. So yeah, this is just, well, we all know what happens after this point, and it's just that, well, the fact that this thing is not gonna work. So yeah, I mean, I can get the damage amplifiers, but you guys know where this thing is leading, and this is just not happening, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna use powers. And you know what I was expecting? The thing that's surprising me the most is the fact that I thought that we were at least gonna get close, because we farmed an ungodly amount of money, and actually the amount of money that we farmed is just not, it's just so ridiculous that even if you farm like that much money in a normal run, that's gonna be way too much, like in general. So I don't know what else we were supposed to do, and actually even using the time stop is a little bit difficult with this guy because he's at 500% speed. So I think I'm just gonna keep it up, and let's just keep the time stops rolling, because we have a bunch bunch of them, but yeah, I'm just gonna use powers, and this is absolutely not the way that I would like to beat this boss, but I'm absolutely not even restarting this thing from start, right? And one more time stop, and that should do it, and that is the 200% 200% HP, 500% speed Dreadon. I don't know, guys, I feel like this boss might have been a little too much, not just for, you know, the better players, but for everyone. Like, I don't think that this boss should have straight up happened in BT6, because if you farm up this amount of paragons and this amount of defenses and it still doesn't defend, I don't know, it's a little bit too much in my opinion, but yeah, that's gonna be for this one. Hope you guys find a way to beat it. Maybe you exploit a bug or something like that, or maybe you find a cool setup that I missed, but yeah. Good luck in your runs, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Alright, this is gonna be one of the wildest bosses I think we have ever had in Bloons TD6, because today we're playing Elite Blunerius, which has 500% speed. Now, Blunerius is the beefiest boss bloon out of everyone, and usually when you see something like this, like the 500% speed, you would expect that the health would be reduced, but there is actually nothing. Nope, you just have to defeat the whole thing while it is at max speed, and in order to do that, you're not gonna be using the best paragon in the game, which is the Goliath. This is absolutely insane. And we've had our fair share of like crazy bosses in BT6, don't get me wrong, it's just that this one seems like it's in a category of its own. So how do we beat this thing? Well, I think I have an idea on what we want to do. We're gonna be doing Minneapolis farming, and hopefully, you know, we just make as much money as possible. We might even try hard and later on just overclock our BRS, because I'm really scared about this thing. Alright, so start off like this. Let's get a village, but I want to get the NG and the farm on the top left inside of the radius. Is that even possible? Oh my god, it barely is. Yeah, look at this thing. Basically, my idea is that I want to save money on the bigger radius, because yes, we actually do care about these $400, at least, you know, like in this early game. Later on the line, it's not going to be a problem. So let's get the first marketplace. Broad Striker Jones, he can pop lead balloons, and he's going to be nice with the defense that I was planning on for the tier 1. Actually, I wanted to get the Moabilim and the recursive clusters, actually, so that's gonna be kind of nice to begin things off, I think. So here's the plan. Let's get the trap going as fast as possible. Let's go like this. I'm gonna get the largest surface area as well, just have the trap as on the other side of its range. I think now we move back into buying a couple of these marketplaces, so basically it's just gonna be marketplace spam up until around 40, and then we're gonna sell them and buy our defense. Alright, so 39 ending. I turned off auto start. We have about 16.6. That's a good amount of money actually that we do have. Let's start things off like this. I'm gonna buy, well, I'm gonna get ready to buy the Moabilim, and then the next one, if we can find a spot for it. I don't see a spot actually. What if I buy a little bit of extra range? Maybe we can find a spot here on the side, maybe down here. Oh, this is not looking good. Well, you guys know what, I guess the cluster is not gonna be in range of the village. That's fine, I guess. Let's go like this, give him an alchemist, just a 320. Now we're probably gonna need to sell a bunch of these farms, but I'm gonna let them produce a tiny bit of cash. Let's just see how fast this guy's at 500%. He's flying through. Let's produce a little bit of cash for these farms, sell everyone. The money is just right actually. Let's also buy like I guess like a farm on the side, just a little bit of extra cash flow, but we are going to be like selling this farm, or just maybe sacrificing it to the Minneapolis in a second. Let's see how we're doing with the first wave. Are we actually doing it? I see a lot of, oh wait a minute, that's a lot of leaks actually. Can we tank these? Nope, never mind. Let's try with the boomerang then. Let's have a 402 boomer. I'm gonna give this guy an alchemist as well. 320, buy the assassin, and then let these farms produce a tiny bit of cash, like $1,000 or something like that, and then sell all the marketplaces. Maybe we don't need to sell all of them actually. Let's save one and let's just keep using the ability. Hopefully this is enough. I feel like this is a lot better because Blunerius spawns these pink balloons on every percentage of HP, so the boomerang glaives are homing onto them, so we're not exactly gonna lose to some, you know, some balloons just weirdly floating around the map or whatever it is, but these summons actually might be problematic. So first wave, this is actually looking a lot better, isn't it? Yeah, this is so much better than the previous one actually. We're gonna have our skull, so as long as we don't overwhelm the boomer with like 2 skulls at once, I think he actually has this one. I mean, as long as the assassin ability is fine. I mean, it's getting kind of close for sure. Oh, that's a lot of, oh my god, that's a lot of balloons. Can we tank those? I don't want to risk it. Let's actually do it like this. Let's buy a second boomerang, because I think we can afford it. Make sure it also reaches on the other side. Make it a 402 as well. 2 of these guys are gonna be fine. I really don't want to be spending like $3,000 on the strongest stem. Halfway there, and the boss is about, I guess, halfway through the map or something like that. How is this Moabilim doing, guys? This is such a wild boss. I mean, look at how much ground this guy's covered so far, and we have 3 skulls left. Let's use the ability again. This is getting closer and closer. I'm not sure about the last 2 skulls, honestly. I mean, we defeat these guys. A lot of camos in the the background. Oh, wait a minute. Do we need to... Can we tag them? I would really not want to spend money on the sharpshooter either. We barely tagged them, actually. All right, let's use Striker Jones' level 3 ability. Oh, one more skull. We're leaking. They actually do get these guys at the back, but we have 18 lives. Guys, I don't think this is happening. I think we're actually going to lose to the last wave because it's going to be a little bit too late. Oh, please just hold on somehow. Nope, it's not looking good. All right, so basically doing the same thing. Let's use the Marbelim ability. I'm going to use the Striker Jones level 3 ability onto these ceramics, and hopefully just we hold, guys. Like, we can even leak some lives as long as we don't leak too many. Is that too many? I hope it's not. I mean, it's 75 lives. I think we have it. Oh my god, we actually do get it. Yes, and there we go with the last limb ability. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Is every single tier gonna be like this, by the way? Because this is just excruciating to play. I mean, we did deal with the tier 1, but we're gonna need to go super hard for these extra tiers. Alright, so let's redo our farming then. Let's place one farm like this. It's time to sell basically everything that we have. Let's go like this. Let's buy the Minneapolis, and then I think we're gonna go into a couple of marketplaces, but we also need to get a BRF, which is going to become a banana central pretty soonish. Alright, so this is how the farming is looking so far. I also bought this guy, the rubber to gold, which is barely, by the way, not in the range of the village, but that's fine. Let's also buy an overclock because I did get the BRF, so I think we're just going to be overclocking the BRF. We're going to make all these guys into central markets and then just sell them so that we eventually get the banana central. We're going to keep the banana central overclocked, and you guys pretty much know how it goes from this point onwards. Alright guys, so round 60, the boss is about to appear, and here is the plan. I bought a couple of marketplaces down bottom which have paid themselves off by this point, so these were meant for selling, which I'm just gonna sell right now. We're gonna keep the village, by the way, because we're gonna have another set of farming setup down there. I'm gonna attempt it with a mat, but I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough. And I was also thinking of buying a Glaive Lord boomerang here in the middle, but the thing is we don't have the money for it. Usually the Glaive Lord is very good versus these summons on the tier 2. Hopefully we don't have to sell any of the central markets, but this guy is 31,000 at the end, so let's see how everything goes. I'm not sure if this damage is gonna be enough. I mean, maybe if we overclock it, but I don't know. So let's use the ability. The first wave of I guess of Mob Glass Bluntry BFBs is gonna spawn, and it's not looking good. So what this means is that we're probably gonna need to sell a central market. I'm actually gonna sell one of those guys. Let's buy the Glaive Lord. Just kind of watch how the damage is doing. So do we have the Jungle Drones? We do. So Jungle Drones 320 Alchemist. I mean, 2 skulls left. I think that's actually kind of good with this mat is that a couple of updates ago they buffed the ability. So even though, you know, the main attack can be better for sure, I mean, this ability does a lot of damage. Look at what it's gonna do to the boss. It's like 1 skull, if not more. 1.5 skull, I want to say, just by using one ability. That's insane. The Glaive Lord is also holding its own, so all the spawns are getting dealt with, and also the small balloons, like these rainbows that get spawned on each percentage, are getting dealt with. So I think we found the winning combo, but 2 more skulls left. I don't know. Is it always gonna be this close, guys? This really, it doesn't feel good playing the game like this. So let's dump the ability. That's gonna be hopefully the last 2 skulls in one ability. Yes, there we go. And now just all on the Glaive Lord. So hopefully this guy survives, and if he does, I think we just have the banana central at that point. So are we dealing with the small balloons? Yes, we are, and I think this is actually gonna do it. Yes, all right, that was a very chill tier 2 in comparison to the previous one. All right, I'm very happy about how this one went, and it was a pretty quick pop, honestly. This is only around 63. So let's actually go like this. Let's sell the mat now. I'm gonna sell, I think we need to sell one of these guys. Let's buy the banana central, and then just fill up the entirety of the map with a bunch of 420 farms as we usually do. I'm actually gonna sell all these guys so that we free up the space. All right, you guys know what? I'm actually gonna try hard a little bit on this one. I bought the overclock engines, which I'm gonna use on all these BRFs, and actually this is the way that we're probably just gonna keep doing this for the entirety of the game. So I'm gonna hook everyone up to a tech bot. I'm also farming with the big trap, which is gonna serve as a defense, and just like that, we are ready for the tier 3 boss. Now for this one, I was thinking of using the boomer paragon. This is because the boomerangs have been doing really well in like the first and the second tiers of bosses that were cleaning out all the small summons, and the money is just about at 249. There we go. We finally get the cash. I think we're not gonna be putting any money into this. It's gonna be like 20 degree 22 actually comes out to be. And with these homing projectiles, like you guys see these projectiles, these are the glaze are the only reason why I'm buying this paragon. Otherwise I would have gone for the dart because the dart is cheaper and I want to save the cash. We do have a lot of overclock NGs, and I actually went for the bottom crossbow on these guys, so we have 6 upgrades on each one of them, and hopefully we can use these guys for the NG paragon paragon later on. I was thinking maybe we're gonna get like a cheap, well, not a cheap because the NG paragon is not cheap, but maybe like a high degree on the NG paragon, and we can combine it with something else because now it has this overclock ability, right? So that's gonna work very well with some other paragons. So yeah, that's gonna be for the other tiers though, hopefully tier 5, but this one seems to be getting dealt with by the boomer, absolutely no issues, and I'm loving every second of this. Yeah, maybe the tier 1 was a little bit, you know, more difficult than the other ones, but tiers 2 and 3 so far, I mean, absolutely no issues. So here's what we're gonna do. All the start is off, and I actually don't want to waste cash. We have $200,000, and until I've put all of this cash into BRFs, I'm not gonna move forward with the game. So let me just fill out the entirety of the map with BRFs, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second. So basically every single spot, well, almost every single spot in the map has been occupied by a farm. Every single BRF has been overclocked, over 20 overclock NG. So this is very efficient what we're currently doing, and it's just a matter of how much money we're gonna end up with and if that's gonna be enough versus the 500% speed boss. So I'm gonna see you guys in 8 rounds for the tier 4, and in comes the tier 4 boss. Now the plan for this one is that I wanted to buy a paragon that's gonna be here for the entirety of the game, so I opted for the ninja because we don't have that much cash. We have $2 million, so this is kind of one of the mid-price range ones. So I'm gonna buy this on this channel, and let's see how much. I mean, we can put all the money that we have into this thing. Do we want to do it though? Yeah, you guys know what, let's buy it. Let's see what degree we get on the ninja. Hopefully it's a high one. That is a 61. Okay, this guy's gonna do well into the tier 5, so I actually don't mind this thing that much. So let's see if this is gonna be enough. 8 million on Blunerius, so definitely a beefy boy, but hopefully this ninja and the boomer is gonna be enough. I'm still keeping the boomer, by the way, because we do need these homing projectiles, but the ninja does have homing shurikens as well. So as long as we're dealing with the boss, which seems to be doing kind of well, honestly. I mean, you can even see the sticky charges detonate on the HP bar because they're doing so much damage, at least for this tier of boss, right? What you can also see is that we're missing a lot of damage. So yeah, this guy is at like quarter of the map, and he actually did make it quite far. This is the 500% speed. Yeah, this is definitely uncomfortable. We're gonna need so much damage for the tier 5 actually. I mean, the tier 4 was easy, don't get me wrong, but the tier 5 is gonna have like 40 million HP. So yeah, basically there's nothing else left to do besides just wait until the tier 5 comes around. So I'm gonna see you guys in a second for that one. This is actually one of my favorite things to do, and that is picking up a favorite traits boat with the door gunner monkey knowledge on the support Chinook. And I usually play some mer monkey if there's no water, so we pick up the favorite traits, and then the helicopter essentially turns into a helicopter, increasing the sell price of everything. This is super useful, and because we have a million farms, this is gonna give us like an extra tens of thousands, if not 100,000 more by the end when we sell all of them. That is $4.1 million. Now, I actually do have a very specific combo that I want to do for this one, and let's start it off like this. Let's buy the Master Builder. We're not going to be putting any money into this thing. The degree on this guy is going to be 42. I absolutely love it, but the idea behind this is that I tried and I saw a very specific combo which was very powerful in the previous video actually that I did. It was last week. The combo was the Wizard Metamorphosis and the Power Glove overclock ability. That thing owned. That thing did a lot of damage. And let's see what degree we're gonna get. We're gonna put all the money that we can into this thing. Hopefully 61 actually. That's very good. Alright. Yeah, this seems to be about it. So can this setup defeat the 500% Blunerius? So we're rocking a 42 NG, 61 on the Wizard, 61 on the Ninja, and then 22 on the Boomerang. Let's go. Let's see if they can do it. So let's first off, the most important thing is just playing off of the Metamorphosis ability, which is on a very slow cooldown. So hopefully we do get it. Maybe we should have bought it on like 119 now that I think about this. There goes the first skull. We are getting the Power Glove ability, but I do want to combine it with the Metamorphosis, and we are running out of mana. So let's have the Wizard on strong. Let's have it rejuvenate the mana. I think I'm just going to use the Power Glove ability on the Wizard anyways, even though it's not doing a lot of damage. And when I click this ability, unless this takes out like 5 skulls by itself, this thing is not happening. So let's use the Metamorphosis. I think the mana is, yeah, very close to full. Oh my god, it's doing a lot of damage actually. Look at the HP bar just go down. Wait a minute, is this the combo? Look at it just destroy the boss. Are we even dealing with the leftovers? This is insane. Power Glove ability coming off cooldown. Where is the Wizard Paragon? Hopefully I don't miss it. Yes, there we go. We buffed it again. Is this thing still going? But it's still going. It actually, oh my god, it actually took off like every single skull by itself. That is insane. What a combo this is. Man, I'm telling you guys, this NG Paragon and the Power Glove, the overclock, what a game-changing ability. But let me not jinx it because we are still one skull away from victory. Oh my god, what a combo that was. That is the best showcase I've ever ever seen of this combo. That was so insane. Just beat the whole thing by itself, I guess. Let's do one more overclock on the wizard. I guess we could just maybe dump an ability if necessary, but no, this guy's gonna pop. And that is, I guess that's how you beat it. I mean, they banned the ace paragon, but never mind. We have just like another OP combo. Metamorphosis plus overclock. What a wild combo this is. And I think he's got the most damage out of everyone, right? Because this boss is like 40 million HP. Let me just check the damage done on the wizard paragon. Let's see how much we did. 25 million. Yeah, this guy beat like 2/3 of the boss by itself. That's absolutely insane. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. What a crazy boss this week, but it was super fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Alright, so welcome to yet another crazy boss event. I don't know how to sensationalize these events anymore, because I feel like the norm has changed a lot in these past few years, that every boss seems to be a crazy boss, I guess, in comparison to the standards that we had before. I think at this point we can just start calling these guys normal bosses, because take a look at what's happening this week. So this is Elite Vortex with 70% boss health, 230% on the speed. This guy is already the fastest boss, so he's just gonna be flying through. 300% on the ability cooldowns, and then look at what is banned. All of the best paragons. So you cannot do the overclock and metamorphosis combo. You have the best paragon in the game, which is the Goliath, getting banned. And I guess whatever we're left with is just these mediocre type of towers and paragons, like the boomer, the dart. I guess the boat is kind of fine along with the sub, but there's a 4 paragon limit, so we're gonna have to be careful in which ones we choose. So I'm gonna spend the early rounds just aggressively farming. We're going for a Minneapolis, starting off with Benji in a 200 farm. You guys know how it goes at this point. We might want to add some other towers, and especially want to pay attention to the balloons. The Vortex is going to be speeding up when he appears on the map. But all in all, this is mainly going to come down to farming and the degrees of the paragons that we can get, because these are sort of mediocre paragons. So I think we're going for the sub paragon for sure. Not sure if we're getting the boat. We're going for the ninja, and then we're going to decide what we do for the other one. So let me just get going with the farming. I'm going to see you guys in a second. Alright, so here's how things are going so far. We have a 100 sub in combination with the free Dark Monkey. I placed 4 200 farms at the bottom, so I'm just gonna get a village, which is gonna get all of them. This is amazing. I love doing stuff like this. It saves us 400 bucks for the bigger radius, and I usually like, you know, min-maxing these early rounds a little bit more. And this is just gonna move, you know, the timeline of the Minneapolis a couple of rounds further, especially because we started with $2,500 as well, right? I think if anything, I just want to be a little bit careful in just how many lives we lose, because for the tier 1, I'm planning on doing the elite defenders, so we want to have a little bit of lives left over so we can leak lives and then, you know, activate the passive ability if possible. Other than that, I'm just gonna try and greed out to one single marketplace before we have to upgrade the sub a little bit further, but the rounds are kind of going. This is round 18, so I think we're gonna get it on this one. So I'm gonna dump Benji's level 3, and then hopefully we clean out as many of these greens as possible. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So I'm gonna let these guys produce money for one more round, and then we're gonna have to turn off all the start and go for the Minneapolis. So let's finish this one, and let's go like this. Sell all these marketplaces. You know what? I think I'm just going with 2 discount villages this time around. So let's go like this, buy the Minneapolis, and now just spam a bunch of marketplaces until the tier 1 boss arrives. Alright, so 39, here's how the setup is looking like. A bunch of marketplaces, a favorite trades boat here. At the start, I got a Rubber to Gold Alchemist, which is set on close. And the idea is that we want to defend the tier 1 with the Elite Defender, hopefully. So 230% on the speed, but only 70% on the HP. So I think we're going to have this one, actually. I'm going to wait for 39 to end before buying it. So let's go like this, quickly get it. I think the economy is so good that we're probably not going to have to sell anything. Now, actually, you know what? I might sell just one of these guys just to get it a little bit earlier. So let's buy the Elite Defender. Maybe give him a little bit of a helping hand with the jungle drums. Let's just see how everything is going to go. Yeah, so he is doing... Oh, I thought we were going to leak some balloons. I mean, we still might, but it's like this is going super well. You know what? It's getting close to these farms. Can we do something about that? Like maybe just drop an Alchemist 320. Is this going to be fine? No, he's going to come near and he's going to stun some of them. So one of them is currently only getting stunned plus the sub. I don't think we care about the sub as much. Maybe it's going to be a... Actually, you know what? It's not going to decamo balloons, and that's good because 42 is going to have some camo, so we're going to be able to leak something. Yeah, let's see if we can make it happen. Although at this point is not exactly necessary because only 2 HP bars left. Some balloons up top, so let's make sure if we leak something, we gotta get this guy back on first. But no, I don't think anything is leaking actually. Wow, that was actually super easy. I thought we were gonna have to do some micro with this guy, but no, that was a pretty easy tier 1 actually. Alright, yeah, so let's clean this guy out and let's turn off all the star because we're gonna need to sell it and do some other stuff. Alright, so this is the plan. Let's sell this guy, the Elite Defender. Let's sell the Alchemist as well. I'm gonna submerge this sub because this is gonna be our D-Camo one. And here's the thing, just get a couple of central markets. I think we're just gonna be selling the central markets for Banana Central, and then it's likely gonna be 2 overclocks working on it because it's 300% on the ability cooldown. Actually, never mind, there are no energies. Oh, wait a minute, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, so it's just gonna be a Banana Central doing the thing by itself. Alright, so 52, this is the perfect time for us to sell a couple of these central markets that we had for a Banana Central. So this is a pretty early Banana Central, but I guess you could have gotten it a lot earlier for sure. It's just that the extra $2,500 starting cash are basically making this whole thing possible. So let's make sure we just place the farms in the exact order that we had them before, because that was really good. We managed to get 4 farms into this bottom line in the range of the Minneapolis that we have. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to place like these base farms first just to see if my placement is correct. And let's just see this one. Oh, I'm not getting it actually. Wait, can I find the pixel? Yes, there it is. Look at that. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Alright, so making all these guys into BRFs. I'm going to keep both of these central markets here at the back in case we need to sell them for the boss. And I'm going to see you guys in a couple of rounds for the tier 2. Alright, so 59 incoming. Can we deal with this guy with the mad? I was thinking, because again, the HP is low. It's only at 70%. It's that it's fast. So if we have an issue, the issue is going to be that Vortex is going to come near our mad and it's going to start stunning it. So hopefully we can keep it at bay. So we have the jungle drums. I wouldn't mind dropping something like an alchemist as well. Let's make this guy a 4-0 this time around. And as soon as we get the cash, let me just buy it and let's see how this guy is doing. So aim it like that. Obviously the ability is going to help by a lot. So let's wait for the first skull to pop actually, and then we're going to dump the ability. Now this guy is way too fast. Yeah, 230% might be a little bit too much on the speed. So I feel like we have this one, but hopefully it doesn't disrupt the farming by that much. We have like 30k currently. Yeah, this one is going to pop in. Well, I guess the left side only has 4-0, so the Banana Central is going to keep reducing, but the underlying rounds you're going to have 63 in a second. Oh no, yeah, it's actually coming in. Okay, so it's going to stun the mad. So it's actually, you know what? I think we should let it pass the mad and not trigger it, but I don't think that's, yeah, that wasn't a possibility. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to buy this guy. We're going to buy the Spirit of the Forest for the ceramics and 63s. Hopefully the vines are going to be enough, and then, I don't know, I mean, this guy's still stunned. We do have the mad ability, I'm pretty sure, when it, oh, never mind, 300% cooldowns. Alright. Guys, he actually going to do it? Because I don't think he's going to get stunned anymore, but there's like 2 HP bars remaining, so hopefully we do it. Yeah, this is actually getting super close. I don't like this thing one bit, guys. Okay, so last HP bar. I don't think we're are we going to get to use the ability? Because if we use the ability, we have it 100%. It's just, if we have to attack it normally, I think the ability is coming off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's super close. It's round 64. I mean, it's a fast pop because the boss is traveling super fast, but you don't actually want to have your rounds go like this. So let's sell the mad, let's sell the alchemist. We did well for sure. I don't mind it. We got it done, but I wouldn't like to play the game like this. So let's just buy overwhelming amounts of damage at this point. Yeah, all these paragons are basically gonna have to be super strong, right? Yeah, like there's no room for letting up in your defenses, I feel like. Alright, so this is the plan up until the tier 3. We're just gonna spam the entirety of the map with a bunch of 4-0 farms. I'm gonna try and buy as many of them as possible, and then for the tier 3 defense, I was thinking if we can find a good spot for the Boomer Paragon, that's gonna be amazing because of his homing projectiles, but I don't know how it's gonna work out. So let me just keep placing 4-0 farms, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 3. Alright, round 80, the tier 3 is incoming, so the money is just short for the Glaive Dominance, but that's fine because we don't exactly want to start popping it immediately. I think it would have gotten stunned actually. So about all these sacrificial towers, the farming situation is not even looking that bad. I mean, this is what an extra $2,500 does to you. The only thing I'm concerned about is the placement of this Boomer Paragon. So I'm gonna buy it. I bought all the sacrificial ones. It's gonna be 20 something, yeah, 22. And let's just see if this is gonna be enough, honestly. So we don't exactly care that much for the stunning aspect, you know, of Vortex because the farms have been distributed around the map, so it's fine. But I am worried about him stunning the Boomer Paragon, which so far it doesn't seem to be happening. Let's see if it happens on this skull, because he is slowly progressing down the track, it seems like. So it didn't happen that time. Yeah, he's getting in close, and did he actually get it? No, he didn't. Okay, I think we're fine for the tier 3, but if anything, this is like an annoying map, so I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna plan our other paragons for the tiers 4 and 5. There's actually this idea that I have for the sub paragon, which you can have it somewhere in the corner within a Lord of the Abyss. So for example, we can have the sub paragon here in the corner, and it's gonna be able to attack undisturbed, but other than that, I am not sure where we're placing our paragons. Maybe at the start or something like that. I don't know. We're going to see in a second. But yeah, let me just keep placing all these favorite trades boats so that we can get the Navark eventually for pretty cheap. And yeah, I think we're pretty much done with farming. So I'm going to see you guys in about 15-ish rounds for the tier 4 boss. Alright, so a little bit of a switch up with the setup. I sold the Lord of the Abyss and I'm going to rebuy it here in the corner because this is where I want to have the sub paragon. I actually want to get it for this tier, for the tier 4. So this guy right here is going to be the sub. And then let me just buy up all the other tier 5s, by the way. And I'm going to put all the money that you can for this one because we're farming quite well. So it's 1.6 million and this is going to give us a degree, what exactly? That's going to be a 56. Yeah, we could have done a couple of sacrificial towers for the extra degrees, but I think this is going to be fine. So we're still keeping the boomerang, by the way, over here, which is a 22. I think we're going to replace the boomer and then I don't know what we're doing for the tier 5 actually. Let's just see how the tier 4 goes. This is going to be a good gauge on our damage. Yeah, the sub paragon is doing the thing, so he's never going to get stunned. Well, this is a very small chance that the sub paragon gets stunned, but the damage so far seems to be more than enough for the tier 4. And look at how fast these boss fights are going because of how fast Vortex is. Like 230%. This thing is said and done in like 2 or 3 rounds max. Yeah, even a little bit anticlimactic as a viewer for sure. But yeah, these bosses, I mean, that's the thing. That's the option that you have. Like, you either explode the boss super fast or this guy is just gonna walk through. So that's basically the plan. So rebuy all of these farms, I guess. Are we still going for the Navark? I'm not exactly sure. I mean, maybe we could do it. Sure, let me try and fit a couple of boats and, you know, we're gonna get whatever degree we get. Alright, so as 119 is ending, we have to do a couple of things. So I bought all these ninja sacrificial towers. I'm gonna have the ninja paragon right here at the start. I think this is the best spot for it, right? So I'll just buy it, start it off like this, max it out. That's gonna be a lot of money actually. You know what? I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be like a 60, right? 61. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so we need to make a decision on where we want to have the boomer paragon. So I think I'm gonna have it here on the top part of this little fountain. It's gonna get stunned. I don't think there's, you know, any way to go about that. It's just that we need to make a decision on when we want to have it stunned. And I wanted to keep it attacking, you know, for the start of the run, I guess. Okay, so get the Glaive Dominus. I think we're gonna be maxing this guy out. 600k left after this. What can you buy for 600k? So degree 61 in the boomer. Hopefully my placements are good. That's the only thing I care for. I mean, a dart. We're getting a dart actually. I don't think there's anything else to buy, so let's get the dart paragon then. Alright, so I'm gonna have it like this, and then I'm gonna leave a little bit of cash for these damage amplification towers, so maybe like 50k for the cripple moab plus what? I don't think I want to get the super barrel. I think we're going for the glue actually, so let's go like this. That's gonna be a degree, what, 55 on the dart. Okay, so these paragons are pretty maxed out. 61 ninja, 56 sub, 55 darkness, 61 boomer. Yeah, I think this is it. I mean, if this doesn't hold, I don't know. I don't know how you beat this one. I mean, we do have the Spike Paragon available. It's just that I'm pretty sure it sucks versus Vortex, because Vortex cleans out all these projectiles from time to time. Also, Vortex is pretty fast, so he's gonna walk through the Spike Pile once, and then what? Like, he's gonna just go past it. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure if that's a good choice, but I'm also not sure if this is a good choice so far. I mean, we are doing damage to it. These guys in the middle are not getting stunned, which is great. Let me get the Glue Storm. Yeah, this is turning into an interesting run. So halfway there with the boss, halfway there with the map, but a huge problem. He's gonna start stunning our guys here now, so I'm not exactly sure if this is even gonna work. What is happening with this boss? Alright, oh no, he's gonna stun the sub actually. He's not. He only stunned the, yeah, it's only the boom. I think the dart is, no, the dart is stunned actually as well. Alright, it's only the ninja and the sub attacking, so don't stun anyone. Do we need to drop a time stop? Hopefully not. Let's get the glue storm going, so 2 HP bars. This is gonna get super close. Hopefully these guys can start attacking. If they start attacking, we might actually have a shot at this, but they're still getting stunned. They're gonna get stunned again. That's so sad. Oh no, he's gonna pop on top of them. Yeah, this is likely not happening without a time stop, guys. Oh yikes, come on man, that's so close. That's like only 1 HP bar left, so I'm gonna try and delay the usage of this time stop as much as possible, but I don't think we have it because the paragons are getting stunned. Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna use the time stop. Let's see if, is this gonna be enough? He's actually doing it through the time stop. That's crazy. Alright, so let's redo it, but use the time stop a little bit earlier and see if this is gonna be fine. And maybe if we need to use another one. Yeah, so this is a very weird map. I mean, there's no way around this thing, I don't think. They're starting to attack now, the boomerang and dart, which means that, yes, we're gonna get it. Alright, wow, that was an interesting ending because I didn't expect like 4 degree 60 or 60-ish paragons not to be enough, but there it is. I mean, we do get it done, and yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. A very interesting boss. Hope you guys beat this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching it. it, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. So it looks like we are dealing with an absolute menace in this video. This is what Ninja Kiwi has cooked up for us. We're playing Elite Blastopulus with 70% boss health, which is, I guess, a nice reduction, but look at the speed, 300%. This guy is going to be flying through, but that is not all, because take a look at this thing. You guys seeing this? 252 on the farms. You can only use mid-path farms. How insane is that? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure we've ever seen anything like this. I mean, we've had our fair share of some interesting boss events, like, I don't know, no farms, you have to farm with something else. You know, we've seen the boats only, we've seen the druids only, we've seen it all, but mid-path, you know, it just rubs me the wrong way when I think of how we're supposed to be farming in this video. So in terms of how we're gonna farm, I mean, it's obviously gonna be the banks and everything, but I think we want to be a little bit smarter in how we do things, because I think we want to organize all of our farms in the middle. You can use the NG, there's the alchemist, so the early game is not gonna be as bad, but I'm not exactly sure how much money we're gonna end up with, and that's what's kind of bothering me a little bit. Alright, so this is the plan for now. We're gonna start by going for a bank, but we're gonna rush the bank. So I have this one as a 220, and I have this bottom one as a 202 to increase its sellback value, so this sells for 2,500. And then the second that we have 1.1k, I'm selling this thing, and then we're rushing the bank as fast as possible, basically. Alright, so here we go. Let's sell. This is going to be a round 11 bank. This is a pretty fast one. Obviously, they started us off with $2,500. And honestly, I mean, if we're only using mid-path farms, it's gonna get interesting how this whole thing is gonna play out. I do actually want to use these guys, the Banana Farmer Pros. I don't want to use them for the money-making path, but the bottom path of the Banana Farmer Pros actually collects from the banks automatically, and that's what I want to use it for. It's gonna be more of a quality of life thingy rather than just trying to make money off of it. And actually, let's do this then. Let me go for an NG, because our defense seems to not be holding on as well. This Dark Monkey, well, he was eventually gonna lose, and I think round 13 is about the right time for it. Alright, so the bank's full. Let's collect. Oh, I missed a round. Okay, never mind. Let's collect, and I think I want to have the Minneapolis just like this. And I think after this round, we should be able to pull it off. So let me get, like, I don't know, like 2 discount villages. Go like this. We're gonna destroy basically everything that we have. Let's collect, and let's just place in our farm and see if the money is doing. Yeah, it's gonna absorb it like this. And there we go. And the money is, yeah, it's right on the spot. Alright, there we go. So you would think we're going for something like, I don't know, like a bunch of marketplaces, huh? Nah, we are gonna be rushing banks, guys. The entire map is gonna get filled with banks, and this is exactly where I wanted this new Banana Farmer Pro to come into action. I think we want to be switching up the placements on some of our towers. So I'm gonna sell the NG actually, and I'm gonna have it maybe a little bit here below, because I want the alchemist attacking the balloons first with the rubber to gold attack, and then I want the balloons walking into the trap. So get the balloon trap, have it somewhere around here, I guess. Then we're going for the rubber to gold, and then it's just gonna be bank spam, guys. That is pretty much what we're doing for this entire video, it seems like. Yeah, we cannot possibly keep track of an entire map filled with banks and I guess IMF loans eventually. So yeah, a bunch of these guys are going to be of huge help, but it's all started off. It's not. Okay, so let me turn it off for a second, because the tier 1 is incoming. Let's just check on the situation. So 29k in the bank, and we have both of these guys running, and I feel like the defense is going to be super easy for the first one. Yeah, we're just going to do an elite defender. So let's buy it, go like this, give it a little bit of extra attack speed, and the boss HP is at 300%. No, actually it's the other way around. It's 300% of the speed, but the HP is 70%. So I feel like this should be fine, right? Let's keep buying the bags, because that is exactly what we're going for. I guess, you know, if when we get the Monkeynomics, that's gonna be nice, because that's an ability which actually just generates cash straight up. But yeah, with the loans and everything, I don't know, it's gonna get weird. Let's see how the damage is doing, by the way, on the boss. Two HP bars down, but a lot of skulls left to go. The heat bar is likely gonna proc at least once, I think. Oh, I don't know about this one. Let me get the hotshot, actually, because the only camo that we have is Merchant Mist. So about halfway there. We're getting the extra attack. Are we attacking it, though? Because we are leaking some camo balloons. That's good. Oh my god, we're not attacking the boss because the line of sight is getting blocked. Oh no, that sucks. And the rocks again. That is so annoying with this boss. You know, if I can say something about this boss and Ninja Kiwi's choice of bosses, is that we just had the bomb paragon released, and like this is still not a good boss for us to try out the bomb paragon, I don't think, right? Because he spawns these rocks, you cannot use the ability on a balloon that you cannot see, and then this guy messes with your cooldowns, and that's pretty much the way that you do damage to bosses with the bomb paragon. You use the elim ability. I do feel like the elite defender might have it. It all depends on the placement of these rocks when the last skull gets rocked and how long they last. Yeah, it's a complete complete blockage. Oh my god, we might actually lose this thing, believe it or not, if these rocks don't disappear. This sniper cannot see anything. Look at this thing. I've never seen the map like this. It's red. It's just straight up red. That is insane. Oh my god, is he actually gonna do it? Can we leak something so we get the attack speed? It's not necessary, but that was super close. I don't want to play the other bosses like this. Alright, so there goes the tier 1. Is all started off. It is. Okay, so once this round ends, let's redo the farming. Alright, so here's how we're gonna start things off. I bought the favorite trades because we can still boat farm a little bit, not too much. I was able to fit 6 of these guys, it seems like, and then we can get the Lord of the Abyss and place a couple more. And then I think this is likely gonna be the last bank. It's not in range of the village, but I'm just gonna have it like this. So this is gonna be another bank, and then maybe we have to start thinking about getting some IMF loans, actually, because the financier automatically invests the cash in empty monkey banks, so there's no micro in it, which makes me feel really good, actually. Yeah, this guy makes the job so much easier. So this one is gonna fill up. You guys saw that on the side here. Yep, filled up, automatically gets collected, and bang, there we go. This is just such a lifesaver, these new Banana Farmer Pros. And yeah, this is pretty much how we're gonna enter around 60 and the tier 2. The mat is available, so we should just probably do that. That's gonna be fine. Can I have him in the range of the village? Oh, it doesn't seem like it. I think it's gonna be fine still. Now let's go like this. Let's just buy the mat, keep dumping the abilities. This is gonna be fine, by the way. I know that the HP is not gonna be a problem, but again, the speed might be. So let's just dump the ability, see how everything goes. I think we're gonna have to let the boss chill actually for a second, because if we keep attacking him, we might proc the heat bar on the next call. Let's actually see if that's gonna happen, and that's gonna reset the cooldown, I think. Oh no, look at the cooldown of the mad ability. That sucks. I mean, the damage is still kind of going, I guess, but that sucks. And this boss is an absolute menace, isn't it? Oh, we're gonna get the ability. I'm gonna dump it. There's gonna be a pause, I think, when the skull gets proc, but it should keep going. Yeah, we're doing a decent amount of damage. I think we might have this one depending on when the rocks get spawned. Alright, we don't have this thing. There is another skull left, and we don't have it, guys. We're gonna proc it, and I think here's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and save it. Let's oh, I was about to sell it. No, you cannot sell it. Oh, come on, man. The last HP bar. This boss sucks. Alright, so the mat can obviously do it, but it needs a little bit of help. So I bought a mobile limb, and let's see how much this fixes things now. Alright, this is super close. I managed to get off the mat ability. Is it doing a little bit of damage? The limb ability is doing damage. I think we need the rocks to disappear, and I think we might have it. This is ridiculously close. Why is this boss this close? There we go. Alright, we get the tier 2 done. This is gonna get ridiculous in a second, isn't it? Alright, so this is the plan. I bought a bunch of farmer floams. I'm going to use the abilities, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna buy a couple of boats, actually, because eventually we want to get the Navark, and we want to buff the Ace Paragon with the Navark, and this is just gonna be 3 degrees on it. So let's just make sure we go like this, get everyone up to the favorite trades, and then it's just gonna be bank loans, guys. This is how we're gonna play the game. So a bunch of IMF loans. We're borrowing a lot of money. That's a huge debt that we have. We're gonna pay it off in a second as soon as we fill out the entirety of the map. Yeah, pretty much the weirdest setup I've done in a very long time, and I guess this was Ninja Kiwi's idea. So let's see how much money we're gonna end up with before the tier 3. We're gonna need a paragon, so hopefully I didn't borrow too much money. That's a lot of debt that we're currently in. 240k. I don't know, guys. These IMF loans better start printing or else. Alright, so in comes the tier 3, and we have a little bit of a problem. The debt is, well, it's a little bit less than we last saw it, but we don't exactly have a lot of cash. So I think we have to go into more debt in order to get the money for the Apex Plasma Master. So let's go like this. This is gonna be 20 something. That's 23. Hopefully this is enough to beat it by itself. I mean, if not, we're gonna have some huge problems, I'm pretty sure, especially with these Pyroclastic rocks appearing in a second. Yeah, the damage is sometimes it skyrockets, but as soon as the projectiles are being kept inside of the rocks, which does seem to be happening actually. Oh my god, this thing is so good. Okay, so the start wasn't exactly as good, but we just deleted like 80% of the boss in 10 seconds or something like that, so that's good. Alright, so the boss is coming back. So that was actually a pretty clean clear of this tier 3. It took a couple of rounds. It's around 84, but the boss is moving super fast. So if this continues like this, which I don't think it will, I don't think this Dark Paragon, even though it did a lot of damage, I don't think it's defeating the tier 4 in the exact same manner it defeated the tier 3, and we're probably gonna need another Paragon anyway, so we should go for something else, like maybe the Boomer, and then it gives it a little bit of extra attack speed on the Dart or something like that. I don't know, but the only number that I'm seeing is this 67k in debt up top, and I want that thing gone so that we actually just get the full amount of money in our bank account. Actually, I guess know what we could do? We could give the Desperado availability to the village and then make like a super big Monkeypolis, which is gonna generate some cash. We should likely do that now that I think about this. Yeah, let's do it. Let's sell this thing and let's rebuy it again if I can find the spot, that is. Alright, boom, give it range. Oh, 60, that's a lot. That's 12 farms that we're gonna sacrifice. That's really good. Maybe we should have done this a little bit earlier because we have had the money for a while now, but it's, you know, better late than never. Alright, that's around 99, so I placed a bunch of these boomers. Let's just buy the Moab Dom and let's buy the Glaive Dominus. I'm not sure if this is like, I don't know, what are we doing? Are we putting all the cash into this thing? That's not a lot of cash. 606. I'm not gonna have a lot of cash left over for the other ones, but that is a degree 43. Oh, I don't know about this one though. 43 plus a 23 dart? I don't know. They might defeat this boss, but for the next one, this is just not happening with the setup that we currently have, guys. This farming is atrocious. Okay, we're actually going to debt and then sell all these IMF loans. I think we might be able to do that because once you get cash, I think the distribution is 60-40, so like 60% of the money gets back to you, but the 40 goes off for the payment. I don't know. We might be able to pull off something like that, but oh my god, this is gonna get super close in the tier 5, isn't it? This way of farming is just atrocious, guys. I don't ever want to farm like this again, but there goes the tier 4, so we're dealing with it seems like. Alright, so first things first, buy the Navark. Let's see what degree we get under this guy. Is gonna be a 29. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. With the remaining cash, which is about 1.8 million, let's see how high of a degree we can get onto our ace paragon. Alright, so go like this. Let's see what's the degree on the ace, and this is gonna be the sub, guys. I'm not sure if this is enough. 36. Ooh, I'm not exactly liking 36 though. Let's see if we can pull it off like this. I guess we should probably be placing a couple of these dark monkeys on the sides just so they absorb some of the meteors and take them off our paragons. But yeah, how is this going to work? 300% on the speed. I feel like they're gonna do a lot of damage, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. Alright, 3 skulls down. How is it looking? It's not looking too hot, guys. It really is not. I think we need to farm a little bit harder. Maybe if we get an ability up and running, but we're gonna proc the heat bar. Oh, wait a minute. There is an ability ready. Can I pull this thing off really quickly? No, never mind. And then it goes on cooldown again. I mean, would it have mattered? I don't think so. 3 skulls left? Oh, this is gonna get super close, isn't it? Just like all the last ones. What a menace of a boss this guy is, man. 2 HP bars left. We have a bombardment ability, which hopefully does something. Let's have it like this for the first time. Can we actually use it for once? Can we actually get the we do get it? Alright, this is gonna get close. So we get the last skull, and then I don't think there are any more bombardments, but last HP bar. Oh my god, we're so close, guys. We're so close. I don't think we're doing it though. I think we need a time stop. So how much is that gonna be? 1.2 million? Oh my god, it's less than 1 million on the HP. It's less than half a million on the HP. I'm gonna dump a time stop. This is ridiculous, just to be safe about it. I think it might have had a little bit of a runway towards the end, but I just wanted to be safe about it. So 300k HP left. We had to use a time stop, but man, what a menace this boss is. Yeah, we did get it done, but that's not a way in which I ever want to farm again in boss events. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.